UFC fans, we have an exciting main event this weekend. Dricus Du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya for the middleweight strap. This fight is going to be incredible. We just broke from the UFC 305 press conference, and Israel Adesanya was moved to tears talking about how he fights for his family. I've been watching UFC for decades now, and Israel Adesanya is one of the greatest talents the UFC has ever seen. And we've seen him have his highs and his lows. He's won a lot. He's lost a few. But going into this fight, I don't think I've ever seen him as completely focused as he is going into this title fight at UFC 305. There's a lot of underlying African culture kind of shit talking, I guess you would call it, between these two. Who's the real African? And you guys can have your opinions on that, but a motivated Israel Adesanya is a scary Israel Adesanya. And if you look at the way these two skill sets are matched up, and the way Dricus Du Plessis kind of overdoes it sometimes, where he kind of gets very overzealous, and he kind of runs and storms at guys. And we've seen fighters try this strategy against Israel Adesanya before, the whole blitzing aspect, and they got pieced the fuck up. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen at UFC 305. I'm predicting Israel Adesanya is not only going to win the title at UFC 305, he's going to stop Dricus Du Plessis by TKO or KO in this matchup. I just like the way Israel Adesanya matches up against him. Dricus Du Plessis is very hittable, unlike Sean Strickland, who's a very good point fighter, and that's why Israel Adesanya had so much trouble with him. The amount of opportunities that Sean Strickland allows his opponents to hit him are very, very small, right? So he was able to kind of defend a lot of his attacks, his leg kicks, and all of his 1-2 shots down the pipe. He kind of saw what was coming. He knew Israel Adesanya's game plan. He was able to use that for his advantage. But I don't think Dricus Du Plessis is as good as a striker as Sean Strickland is. And unless he's able to take him down multiple times and control him, and Israel Adesanya, his ground game has gotten better over the years. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but I think it's good enough to be able to work to his feet and keep this fight standing for the majority of the fight. And if he can keep this fight standing, which I think he will, he's going to piece Dricus Du Plessis up, man. And Dricus is a tough guy. He's not going to quit on himself, but his cardio, they're saying he's like the cardio king now. That's not necessarily true. His cardio, in my opinion, is still a little suspect, and we know Israel Adesanya is an absolute dog. He's coming to win this fight. He's motivated. He's had a year off. He's going to be 100% healthy. Interviews from Dan Hooker said Israel Adesanya defended the belt and fought in title fights with a multitude of injuries over the last 4 or 5 years. This is the first time in a really long time that Israel Adesanya is 100% healthy, and that's another reason I'm calling Israel Adesanya to win this fight, become the new champion, and then eventually fight Sean Strickland probably around Christmas time, maybe in January of 2025. Let me know in the comments below, who do you think wins this fight? Do you think Israel Adesanya is too emotional going into this fight, and that's going to leave opportunities for Dricus? It could play out that way, but I just think this motivated, healthy Israel Adesanya is going to be almost impossible to beat. That's why I think he takes this fight at UFC 305. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Peace!